Hey guys, this is Mel. So sorry for the delay, but I'm here to talk about Shadowhunters, episode 109, titled Rise Up, which premiered Tuesday, March 8th, 2016 on Freeform. So, quick reminder, I've only read the first 3 books of the book series, so if I do mention any spoilers book-related, it's going to be from those 3 from what I can remember, but it's been a while since I've read them. So they may not come up unless it's like a really clear memory I have, but just be on the safe side, there's your warning. But let's begin. So 10-minute clock, and let's go. Something new that we learned in this episode. So basically, first off, we see Simon struggle with being a vampire, and the fact that Raphael is the new leader of the vampires in New York. So we see him trying to take Simon under his wing, trying to explain how the first few hours after becoming a vampire are very crucial or very overpowering. So we see Simon struggling with that. We see Clary trying to tell Simon that this doesn't change things between them. That he is still her best friend. That being a vampire doesn't change that. Kind of showing Simon that he's not alone in this new phase in his life, and that she's going to be there no matter how much their worlds are now on opposite sides now. So it was interesting to see how Simon portrays being a new fledgling. Is he still called a fledgling? Or being a newbie vampire? It's interesting to see how he sees the world through it, and how he acts differently now, though, too, because of those new instincts he has. So there's that. We also see the Institute being under Lydia's control still. We see her arresting Melanor for revealing Shadowhunters' secrets to Valentine and such, and then we see him getting sentenced to the Silence Brothers, which is kind of equivalent to like a death sentence, they were kind of saying, because Izzy is torn up about it, and how she doesn't want Melanor to be killed for this, especially because she blames herself for having the relationship she has with him. So there's that. Everyone else is aware of Alec's engagement to Lydia. They're not very happy about that. His father says that Lydia is breaking what they've built. And when they thought of arranging marriage for Alec, they thought it'd be to someone that could help their family, not destroy it, which is what he thinks Lydia is doing. Izzy doesn't like Lydia at all, especially with what's happening with Melanor. So there's that. And then Jace just like he was I guess you could say caught off guard, but he has more pressing matters to deal with. But he doesn't like the fact that with Alex siding with Lydia, kind of puts them on opposite sides now. So because of this, Jace and Izzy are more determined to break the rules, especially in regards to Clary and keeping her and the Mortal Cup away from Lydia and the Clave, as well as trying to help Melanor, and which goes into our rescue mission. So the rescue mission is, since Lydia, Alec, and a few people from the Institute are bringing Melanor to the Silent Brothers, Clary, Jace, and Jace and Izzy, those 3 are trying to find a way to rescue Melanor. So they unite the vampires through Simon, they unite the werewolves through Luke, and the 3 of them, Shadowhunters, they agree to work together to save Melanor the Seelie. So it was a great collaborative effort for all of them working together, since they're usually at each other's throats and such. And also during this rescue mission, we see a fight between Jace and Alec, where a few things were said. Their parabatai bond is brought up, and Jace tries to convince Alec to join sides with him to fight Valentine the right way, but Alec refuses. So I think that's the first time they've fully been on the opposite side of each other on something. So there's that. In regards to runes, we see Jace introduce Clary to the rune that blocks her from any tracking magic that the Shadowhunters can do. So there's that, and then we also see the rune that brings out the super sight again. So there's that. Also, most shocking moment of the episode it wasn't the fight between Alec and Jace. That was actually pretty cool to see. It was the fact that Alec refused to side with with Jace after it all. Jace made the comment that he'd rather be dead than be on opposite sides from Alec. And that really took Alec by surprise, because at that point he had a knife to Jace's throat, and when Jace said that, Alec pulled away with the knife. Kind of like shocked that Jace would say something like that. So then when Jace told him to come back on his side to fight Valentine the right way and not side with Lydia in the Institute, Alec refuses. So I was surprised that Alec refused, just based off of the reaction he got from Jace's comment about killing him, so because he doesn't want to live when they're on opposite sides type thing. It just threw me off, and it was just shocking to see that. But yeah, I thought the Parabatai bond would kind of stop them from being on opposite sides, if that makes sense. I don't know. Moving on, top 3 favorite moments. I got a few of them, actually. First one has to be that whole vampire werewolf pun showdown between Luke and Raphael when they were doing the whole play dead, roll over, sit, stay, all that, and then Simon just like sided with Luke after he drops the play dead comment. So it was really funny, just the way it was done. And then Simon's that little added bit was just like fun. It's like every time I see it on Tumblr, that scene, I laugh every time. And also, I found that in this episode more than ever, I found little bits of like Twilight references. Like in this one specifically, you see the whole vampire werewolf tension. Like even in that scene itself between Luke and Raphael, and then their respective groups hissing and growling at each other, that tension. And then also Jace brought up the whole I'm Team Switzerland thing when Alec and Izzy were trying to have him take sides. So when it came to their argument, so it's just like little bits and pieces like that. I couldn't help but think of Twilight, so it was pretty funny. Next favorite moment was when Clary was reassuring Simon over and over again that she was there for him, and that even though he's a vampire and she's a Shadowhunter, they are still best friends. It doesn't change who they are. It just, sure, they have a title, but they are still best friends. And I really like that she didn't step away from that, and she kept on reminding him. She even said that she didn't care if he tore through her throat because like she deserved it or something, but she was still going to be there. Like if he needed her blood, then she was going to give it to him type of thing. I think. I just really like how strong she kept reminding him of the fact that they were best friends and that it didn't change because he was a vampire. Another favorite moment for me has to be chasing Clary. This support that he gives her when she's dealing with Simon's being a vampire and him pushing her away and her guilt towards putting Simon in this position. Jace's support was fantastic. Also the little kisses, whether it's on the forehead, the lips, the hugging, the slight touches for comfort. I really like that, even though they haven't had the talk yet about what they are to each other and everything. I still like that hasn't stopped him from supporting her in a time where she needs that support because her best friend's in trouble and she blames herself for it. So it was just great to see, for sure. Another favorite moment is Jace's speech to Alec after, or kind of during their fight, when he's trying to convince him to come fight on his side and not against him. I really liked it. It's definitely powerful, and you definitely see, before, Jace has always said that you can't get emotional as a Shadowhunter because you can't do your job. But when he does this speech to Alec, you can really see that he is fighting to gain control of his emotion, that it's really bothering him that his Parabatai, his brother, is fighting against him, and how they don't see eye to eye on this issue, which is so important in Jace's eyes. So you can definitely see that he was trying to fight the emotions, and the fact that he's always stated before that he can't have himself be ruled by his emotions was very telling, and I really like that. We got to see that. It was definitely great work in that scene, for sure. So top 3 peak moments, I only have the one. It's the fact that Alec was siding with Lydia. I don't trust her at all, and for as long as she is the one that puts Alec on the opposite side to Jace and Izzy. I'm always not going to like Lydia. I don't trust her at all. I still think that she's lying about her past just so that she could gain that leadership role in the institute that she was robbed at the other institute overseas. So I still think she's trying to go for a power play move, and she's manipulating her way to the top. So I don't trust her, and the fact that she's turning Alec against the core group is making me more suspicious of her. So what will I remember most when I look back on this episode? The fact that Clary united the Downworlders, even if it was for one mission. The fact that she was able to do that was impressive. And I liked that it was her, because she even brought up the fact that they were a new generation. It's up to them to set a new example and not be influenced by the old ways, which have gotten them into the trouble that they're in now. So I really like that. Okay, so random questions. First one, what will it take for Alec to snap out of it? I don't even know what to call it, but I hope it's not a death of some kind that's going to snap him out of it. Or I just really hope that he stops following the rules. Like, I get it. He's a rule-abiding guy. I get that. But there has to be a point where he's thinking that the rules just don't work in this situation, or that the rules don't make sense anymore. It's just, I hope he really snaps out of it soon. But I'm kind of worried about what that moment will be. It's kind of like my issue on the 100 with Bellamy siding with Pike. I'm just waiting for that moment where when that switch in his head flips and he realizes he's on the wrong side. So it's like one of that moments for this I have with Alec right now. Next question. Because of this rescue mission for Melianor, do you think Jace and Izzy will suffer for it when they return to the Institute, if they do return to the Institute? Or will they kind of like stay away? Because obviously Alec knows that Jace was there and Clary was there, that they're defying Institute rules. It's a big, huge guess that Izzy was there too. So I'm wondering if he's going to report them and then something's going to happen, or if it's just going to get back to them through the other Shadowhunters that were there, that they defied the rules. And I wonder what exactly they're going to do to them. So there's that. So moving on to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for episode 110, we see Clary traveling to an alternate reality, I think, to find answers. And we see that there is some parapetide pain action going on between Jace and Alec. Apparently one of them's in pain, but the other one can feel it as intensely. So there's that. Based off the synopsis though, get a bit of a better picture, but apparently Clary goes to another reality for answers on Valentine, only to discover that this other world could be her perfect world. Apparently it's where none of the supernatural stuff exists for her. So it's going to be interesting to see a world where there's no supernatural things existing. So if that's the case, what role all the people in our world that are supernatural beings, what role will they have in this non-supernatural world? Like the Shadowhunters, the vampires, or the werewolves, or the Seelies, like that. So it'll be interesting. So overall prediction though, based off that though, I think Clary's going to get sucked into this alternate reality, and she's going to kind of forget that she's not supposed to be there, and she has a mission. So I'm thinking just before she gets stuck there, she clues into the fact she's not meant to be there or something. But I think she's going to get sucked in, and she's going to like it all. She's going to like it too much than she expected, if that makes sense. Another prediction, I think we're going to get more fights between Jace and Alec, unless this parapetide thing clears things up for them. But hopefully we won't see them on opposite sides for very long. And another prediction, in this episode we saw Magnus being told that Alec is engaged. So hopefully we see Magnus not give up on Alec and maybe help him snap out of this whole marrying for duty thing instead of marrying for love. And turning your back on family instead of going with your duty as a Shadowhunter. So hopefully Magnus can talk some sense into Alex somehow. And that's about it. So what did you guys think of the episode? Is it what you expected? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. So sorry for the late posting. Things keep piling up again on my side. Just past 2 weeks have not been good in regards to scheduling. I'll tell you that. But also, if you want more stuff about Shadowhunters, check out my Tumblr. I reblog everything that pretty much comes across my dashboard. So that's promos, sneak peeks, episode clips, synopses, GIFs, quotes, all that. Link for those will be down below. One specifically for this episode, and one for all Shadowhunter related tags itself. For that link, just click it, and then scroll to the very bottom, and there are your tags right there. And that's it. So thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. I hope you come back next week to see what I have to say about Clary's trip to this alternate reality. So until then, this is Mel. Wish you a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.